Today, 1,222 Yerushalayim Yomi. The sponsor coming to share more Yerushalayim Yomi. Please come me directly. Very greatly appreciate it. They were doing your there. Simon Kuf Dalid. Sif Lamed Ches to Mem. Sif Mem Hey. Lamed Ches. Shari Kol Noshim She'enma Mubalos Medicos, other women who are not pregnant or nursing. Fans case they're not past postmenopause, they're not in hiding. Chavasif Dog Bagi is my best. They have to check themselves when the time of their anticipated cycle comes. And they have to check themselves in nooks and crannies. Chavas Das. The Kol nevertheless over as best as low barka. If the time of the cycle could pass and she not checked for Gisha, but she didn't sense anything either, Torah, she's Torah. Chaim best is Torah goes the whole best is Torah Bara. Nevertheless, Yeshua Shemas, those days she'll sue about actually talk to Hagel, she's forbidden to until she checks afterwards. Chaim Asher Bagbara, this seems explicit Gemara, the Racham is that the Tibadek, Hanarodi, she has to be checked. And Sham Hazel be Yeshua best Kavur, but that she has a set cycle, or Yom Lamed Besta, or on the 30th day, Bestam Noshim, with by default women, even though she's not doesn't have a set cycle. And that's the custom. But a woman who's known not to have a set cycle, preferably she should check at the time of her cycle. In other words, the time she anticipates from last month, according to the pattern of her vestas, which is not yet set. Or not set. But the time passed and she didn't check and she didn't sense. And she doesn't require even preferentially. Because her basis is not a set one. That's basis near the Rashba. For that, you should know those are stringent. And they say woman who does have a set cycle and to time passed she did not check herself. She's tummy. Unless she checked immediately after the time of her anticipated cycle. But afterwards, even when she checked and found some Torah, ready to mail, she's to mail. We don't pass in this way. Even after much time has elapsed, in Badkam Nitzis Torah, if she checked herself and she found herself to be Torah, ready to Torah, she is Torah. And there's a shach, and he says the brackets came as cover sort of poskim, mind, but says most poskim that way. For that partial, it's obvious. If she has a set time for a cycle, she ain't a shot. That's a bit of a chiddush. She only needs double bar though, he says. If she has set time, she only needs that set time. Even though she has to separate for the entire 12-hour period, the bdika is at the time she anticipates the cycle. Now, but she doesn't have a set time during this 12-hour period. She needs a bdika throughout the period. To put a cloth which she presses in strenuously, what people call the tampon type bdika. But also welcome in that place, come for the entire period, which is a very big chumrah. To see afterwards if there's blood on it or not. So too, she has a tendency to deviate for 2 or 3 days. She has to put a moch in all that time. It's a chavas das, all this is only chatchil, but it's not a problem. And certainly, if women are sensitive to moch dochuk, because many are, they can dispense with this procedure. If she checked herself at the time of her cycle, for never ate, and the bdika cloth got lost, also she didn't see it. She has to be. She is assumed to be tummy. From we say she lost because we have to assume that she saw blood on the cloth with a sensation. She has no sensation. We say she saw because that's we made a mistake and thought that what she was feeling was the feeling of the bdika cloth, but in fact the feeling of a sensation of blood. And certainly if she tossed aside the bdika cloth without checking it out, or she was negligent. So when she tossed it out, she's a bit. Certainly, if her Veses is contingent on a phenomenon with her body. She had these phenomena at the time of the Veses. Even though she checked herself out on the Torah, she's Tmea nonetheless. She say the blood must certainly fell to the ground. She urinated at the time of her cycle. We also would say she had a sensation. The suffer she thought it's a urination sensation. So she's tmea, even if she checked herself out for herself tar. Osho says no, but this is not doesn't make sense. Ain't there which is normally the blood does not come from the behind the cervix with urination. Blood with urination comes from a wound in the urinary tract. But therefore she checked it with the pass of tar, her rate tar, she should be considered to be tar. Men, you should know. The Avgav, even though you say Shop is not a vessel of vodka. He's saying one time the cycle passed, and she didn't check for Gisha, and she didn't have a sensation. She's told me, come, and I can't say vessels low mirror. In terms of uprooting of vessels, we don't say this. If this happened 3 times, she gives mine of vessels. The time the cycle came to low vodka, she didn't check, but she didn't have a sensation. And the vessels in there got it doesn't uproot, the vessel is not uprooted by this. And okay, vodka is my vessel unless she checked at the time she anticipated cycle. Achas my vessel immediately thereafter. Kafia shear she's barbasim kubtzadik according to the shear, which is very short. Which is in kubtzadik. Inyan nashim shutos. In terms of women who can assume that the other one saw the blood, as we shall see there in Sham. The inyan akir's vessels losachir marshal in terms of uprooting an existing vessels, we don't rely on that which she did not have a sensation. The bracket says here, the image for 3 times she didn't check, but she didn't have a sensation. Upon her reason, the 4th time, she checked and had a sensation. But starting also wow. And the previous sightings joined with this one to make a vessel and Chum Sorchin. How was your name? Bide. How can we join with the prior one? So I should buy those 3 times we assumed she was tar. Okay, we don't okay the vessels because it wasn't checked. We come have say me have it never since interruption and stabbing a pattern. Therefore, we have to be machmir and assume that any prior vessel. We have to assume both sides. Bring the Campbell heads. Assume any prior vessels not brewed. I have to assume that this one perhaps is already in new vessels. Memouth. You see Vomis. It says in Vomis Chavadam leave go to a person has to visit his wife, in other words, have relations with her when he's about to go out on a journey. Rav Yosef said, let's go some of the best of the Chiddush is that even if she's adjacent to being concerned about seeing blood because of the repeat of her cycle. But how long before is it okay? Oh no, a 12-hour time period. Finally, the Varshus is going out for action activity. If our mitzvah is going out for a mitzvah activity, in which day we assume he's too distracted by the mitzvah he's about to do, and therefore he's not required to have relations with his wife. Peish Rashi said that Rashi says this visitation is with relations. That if she's going on a trip, Chami allowed this even so the best of it. Kaimalan, that's his Rabbanah, because we hold the best of the Rabbanah. For Taisvis, Chokim said, let's argue that feeling the Rabbanah, even telling the Rabbanah, why did he permit this? Is a rock. So all you can do is be nice, be romantic, and to express affection. But the actual relations are forbidden. Does not need this. So the mitzvah is exempt from a mitzvah. Maybe he's going to have all sorts of romantic discussion leading up to this momentous occasion, and he's going to he's mitzvah. He's going to get diverted from doing the mitzvah. But two of each day does 2 things. Both means maybe he says if you mistam or stume, but he says it does not specify. From the Ramah it sounds the Ikagidas Rashi. That's primarily like Rashi that you're supposed to have relations. But Rabbeinu Tam says Rabbeinu Tam just does divaritzui tavo labracha, may he be blessed. Remember, it's Ram seems to Rabbeinu Tam that it's divrei ritzui. The Ram alone it's a din say b'shum makom this Allah is not found anywhere. Faintly darker Lashmichka refreshes here and that it's not as derek to omit an explicit Gemara. Kamusar invests around besides the host vested Rabbanan, so we should lean it, which comes from Ha Beperches. Like we're 8 parak, and Mamish Midin says, so I leave this out. Abayis really must hold Rabbeinu Tam. The Zanichas Mesuk Adim Shetzor Chabeis Ishto. And this goes under the category of halachas, which you have to give honor to your wife, not necessarily have relations with her. Of course, the Klaus said, you already wrote this elsewhere. I ain't sure. Besides, it's Ish Pish Shachar, but those who haven't done interpretation altogether. Vachi Pish doesn't mean to say, Chai, but I'm Chulei, I'm residential, Somach Levesta, Kumar Levestas Tfiloso. Oh, the cycle are going to the mikveh. Klomar, meaning. He's required to wait. He may not Torah if she's not yet Torah. Actually, Torah if it's a short amount of time until she comes Torah. The comment to us: how long should he delay his trip for that going to mikveh? Oh no, a 12-hour period. The mitzvah it's good for a mitzvah purpose. He doesn't have to wait. The Shem Tokach is called mitzvah. So in the meantime, the mitzvah will be disrupted. Bracket says Yanni Mukhi Yosef. Bemis appears Rashi being a time lovi masha shah v'kam b'samach levesta. According to Rashi, many times I don't understand what he's asking. And how adjacent is to the Vesas. Atu lo yadam with Ona Mikra Samach Levesa. We not know that Ona is considered adjacent to the Vesas. They and Inyan Zeh Shaykh L'Sham. It's not relevant to the case over there of the case over there of Mechaber your wife. Vodim HaKavan Al Tashmish or Al Ritzui. No, non-contrary. Say the other words. You say that if it's going on the original child, it's going on Samach Levesta when she's about to see blood. So then, I don't understand what you're asking. How much Samach Levesta? We know that Ona is what's called Samach Levesta, and it's not relevant. And furthermore, Kavan Tashmish Ritzui. If the intent is on having relations or being romantic, let's be concerned that it's going to get delayed by this and the mitzvah is going to be cancelled. Appears not shopping, but according to this interpretation, that it has to do with waiting for the mikvah, works out well. You have to wait some time. So he is concerned with this as is obvious. It says here, Ayin Shach, in brackets, Ayin Shach, it's here. Men Gimel, V'dai, Shlosh Godel, Chad, Hiti, Leilech, Ishol, Tfilas, Mitzvah, Soma, Lebesta. There's a Godel who allowed a woman to go to the devil in the mikvah, adjacent to a Vesas, Shaloi, Sir, Chol, become a Torah, which couldn't get to her previously. Even though she's imminently going to see Nido again, Lich Oicho. V'chokolov, G'olam, have already argued, Chalil, Atiyabazet. Chafsan to be Matthew. Yesh is one of those who say, Sha'al Kol Zeh, Telech, Lemikvah. Nevertheless, she should go to mikvah. So they'll be able to have other romantic interactions. By Loishla B'Yetzro, you still will not be able to control his Yetzorah. V'Yavra Isra Rabbanon. It's going to be over this Rabbanon. Preacher Somach Leveses. Kampas Kam Isra Torah. Kmosh Kam Siv Zayin. Kol Yisrael Pas Kim Star Raisa. Preacher Somach Leveses. Ayin Shom. Brackets it says like Knesset Cheskel, Ben Yehuda, B'Sishay Tara, Chavas Ta'as V'Yevetz, Chokwa Love. I guess it says the name of the Tara, Chama, Chavas Ta'as V'Yevetz, Chokwa Love. I'd be Tshuva. Okay, that's it. Menda, Chesed made a mistake to be says right if you have. Isha Shabbos Yamin Levad, a woman has a cycle for days. Shas Vest and time the cycle comes. Also, about she can't relate to ask her if she's Torah or not. Being Elabes, she doesn't have a cycle. Yom Ram Yurasa, the 30th day after she last saw, Havaki here Shas Mizvest, let's say, tantamount to a time of Best is having come. Being Shas Achar Best, Shir Shetispov Dibov, she waited after the Vestas, enough time to count. And Plevo, Ubalea, and Balea, then he can have relations with her. Basically, so he doesn't have to ask. For Tambuamo, this is astonishing. Lama Yishmit Masha Kasabator, why leave out our still writes the Balea, Ben Air, Ben and Shane, Avishabana, Derech. I can have relations with her. I can have relations whether she's awake or asleep, or even when he just got home from the road. I shop. The Kingdom of Gemara, because that's what it says. The Kingdom of Rambam, put it down. Ram also says I shop. Who also asks, whether she's a minor or an adult. Of course, not literally a Ktana. A girl who's young. She's supposed to be told. We don't assume that she might have been embarrassed to go to mikvah. There's also where Rama Lukash and Ram difficult issue who locus of cloud Dean said the Bishas man should teach what people in self shop. He writes that if she enough time had passed that she can count and go to mikvah that she don't have to ask. Thomas we'll see later on why he didn't specify this. Rabbi sister question on the BC if it's difficult. L'chora would say you can have relations there no matter what. Memhe, nearly the shmit is that. They says let us out if she doesn't see but he pauses his opinion and his magnum opens the zesham ben era ben share. As he said, whether she's awake or asleep, zel midin nida. That has to do with halacha nida. Avalabach also a book she yishena achi orasa, but sil's der cheretz. Now the relation her until you wake her up. Which kasav archaim sin rish man, but let's see how much good to the sham. And we also know, like Tyson says there, the Myra benim belonim sevo, she's somewhat asleep. Tir below tir, it's somewhat asleep and somewhat awake. Cambridge game, if that's the case, and we mail it, low tzalabai, didn't say, you didn't have to specify it's halacha. They include bed hoyba based on lornech. There's no difference whether he was at home or came from the road. He still can't relations with her when she's half asleep. Tikra pusa bamina there who is shena. The main chiddush by somebody comes from the road is that even she's asleep. Shelo yada mashina seba. You know what happened? Don't know what's happening to her because they're mutter. Then it's never it's mutter. I've been oyer, but she's awake. Ain't true a buska but obviously no chiddush. She bechol to she could tell him. The ikra so the main heter is you don't have to ask. Can came she knows so since she's awake, ain't chiluk much kusam. There's no distinction. Zeshmi ishmi ktan that what you left out ktan. Nearly we shouldn't tell me said parish. Rak rabbi and time she plays to sham. Then come out yal no yoletis. I'll tell you about on a woman who's indeed a minor, but a woman who can give birth. Besides, so the body that you don't have to explain. The call ikra din zeh lo ma'ir el shinichim b'torah. That all the stuff is only when you left the Torah. But if you left the Torah, no matter what, you can't really just until you ask her. Even though enough time has left for able to go to the mikvah. Back it says, so everybody agrees with that halacha that if you left the Tmei, you have to inquire when you get back. I believe that's it for today.